That is Justin Bieber hair, damn it. 8th grade comes along, I decided to do the same thing. There's 8th grade, fantastic. Thanks. Now 9th grade comes along, it was 1976, that was the bicentennial year for our country. I was a patriotic kid, but I didn't want to dress like Uncle Sam. No, apparently I wanted to look like a 4th of July picnic table cover. Yikes. Now, the funniest thing to me about that photo is the fact that I'm wearing braces. Why is that funny? Well, the rest of my life I'm going to be talking with my mouth shut, so what's the point? I know a lot of you look at these pictures and thinking, this is the saddest human being we have ever met. Did this moron have any friends? Yes, I did. They were here in my bedroom one day. Fantastic. Look at that. Now, on the DVD, a lot of people look at this photo and they said, wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, look at the wallpaper. What the hell? You should see it in color. I picked that out. I don't know what you're laughing at. It looks good. So, it was about this age that I decided I needed to add something more to my show. I had about 15 minutes, but I needed something else, some variety. So I thought, I know, I'll add some music to the show. Something cool, like a rock and roll guitar. No, something cooler. I'll play the trombone. I'm gonna let this photo soak in just for a minute. There is so much wrong here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start with the least obvious, and that's the dummy on the couch listening to me play. But now let's talk about fashion, shall we? How did my mother even let me out of the house? And this was not some outfit I accidentally threw on a Saturday morning. This was an outfit I wore to school regularly. I should have gotten beaten up every day. Look at that, I must have gone to the store and said, do you have any pants that don't even go with themselves? Something to compliment my forest green socks and my purple Converse. How sad is it when you look at that photo, you see my pants before you see the Christmas ornaments? It was also junior high that I started building my own dummies. It got out of hand. Nobody said, hey, you better stop. It was 8th grade's dummy I built. Prom date, actually. There you go. Now, taking pictures with dummies was kind of a regular thing, and I was an only child, no brothers and sisters, but I had aunts and uncles that had kids, so I had lots of cousins. My mom had 2 sisters, so 2 aunts and 2 sets of uncles and cousins. They would alternate coming to our house every Christmas. And one Christmas, of course, my aunt and uncle and the cousins would show up and we'd take a family photo. This looked perfectly normal to me. That's fantastic. Look at my uncle in the middle, he's like, holy shit. My aunt has the red sweater on. She's looking over at me like, oh, this is great. That's one set of aunt and uncles. The next year, the next aunt and uncle showed up. Look at them. Look at my uncle over here. Same thing. Oh my God, what's wrong with this kid? Here's my dad on the far left. He's finally given up at this point. He's like, well, maybe he'll make some money at this one day and buy me a new jacket. No, wait, I can trade my nephew for his pants. So taking family portraits, good thing. Now, every once in a while, well, parents can be supportive of a child's endeavors, but every once in a while, the parents have to step in and say, you know what, we enjoy your little hobby, but enough is enough. But apparently my parents did not do this, as is evidenced by this next photo. I do not know how I talked them into this. All I know is that we went to the professional portrait studio, and this was the professional family portrait that hung this big in our living room for years. I know, you're looking at that thinking, all right, you had the family portrait, then at the last minute you pulled out the dummy for a joke. No, no. When you get professional family portraits taken, the photographer, if he's any good, he'll put you in different settings to make sure he gets it right. That was the first setting. Here's the second one. Here's the third one. Then we needed a library, for God's sakes. I know, now you're thinking it's his parents. My God, it was his parents. What's wrong with those people? There's nothing wrong with my parents. Here they are getting ready for a party one night. What? I think it was a party. I was sent to bed early that night. Next morning I found Dad's utility belt hung over a lamp. I don't know what that was. Anyway. But now it's time for high school, and time to pick up chicks. Oh yeah, it's the late 70s. Disco was king. I had my silk disco shirt, my dummy, and my porn mustache. Now, some photos just go without explanation. I know all of us can pick out find a shoebox and go through old photos and go, good Lord, what is this? I found one of those. I don't know what this is. I don't remember. You can make up your own damn caption. I have no idea. What? You couldn't even think that up. Somebody said you make a goofy picture. You couldn't even think of all the crap in that photo. Look at this. I'm in my parents' front yard, standing next to a car that's painted like the frickin' Batmobile. On the windshield of this car is a giant stuffed bear. What the hell is that? I don't know why it's there. Also, there's a small R2-D2 on the hood. My dummy's dressed like a bad Luke Skywalker knockoff, and I'm wearing a frickin' Hawaiian shirt. It's like Tom Selleck jumped out of the closet and went, guess what? It gets worse. We didn't want to show this next one on TV, and you'll see why. But apparently, taking photos with dummies in the front yard is something I thought was a good idea. Why? I don't know. I shouldn't have been an only child, because when you see this, you'll know. I needed a big brother to see me and go, what? You should not be dressed like this. I can't even look at that anymore myself. Last night I looked up and I saw my own shorts. It was awful. Actually, it was impressive, but I didn't want to see that. Okay, moving on. Lord. Now, I know another thing you're probably thinking is, by this time in life, high school, did he ever have a girlfriend? Did he ever get a date? Yes! My senior year in high school, I had a girlfriend who was 3 years older than me. She was a junior in college. We dated for 3 years. But what the hell was she thinking? Now, when you see this next photo, just imagine, what was the conversation that went on before I talked her into this? Hey, we did our Christmas photo. I have red plaid. Do you have anything that matches? She dumped me not long after that. Apparently, I got lonely and went to the mall. I then graduated from college. I was going around the country opening for different rock groups and different notable celebrities. I even opened for legends like